welcome to another episode of
Cyrils Brettspiele.
Cyrils Brettspiele.
I was pretty close.
Very good, very good. Very good German skills. Today with
Garrett
and Nils. We are talking about Dead Panic from Fireside games. It's it's very similar to Castle Panic, and it's a re-themed version of Castle Panic, I would say.
Yeah.
Should I do the rules or you?
I probably should not do the rules.
Okay, I go for it.
Details are not my strong suit.
Alright, I will go for it. What you're doing on your turn is perfectly clear on each character card. It says order of play, and that means on your first step, each player takes 2 actions. What you can do as an action is also declare on the player aid your character card, which is really helpful. You can draw a cabin card, which are these cards. Most of them, almost 95% are good. However, you can find weapons like an AK-47 or tools like a rope, but sometimes you can also find a zombie. But these are really rare, so usually drawing a card is good. You could also use a cabin card. That means use the action from the rope or shoot around with the AK-47. You can move your guy to an adjacent area or outside of the cabin. When you face a zombie, you get a free attack on him, melee or ranged. Ranged, even if you're in the same field, you can still use a weapon which is declared as a ranged attack. When you're adjacent to a character, you can also trade, swap, give or get equipment. You have a hand size limit of 5 cards, just to let you know. And further on in the game, you have to collect these radio pieces, the 3 radio pieces, and taking one from the ground or assembling 2 or 3 of them is also an action. Keep in mind that each piece of this separated radio things is 1 card against your hand card size limit of 5. Later on in the game, calling the bus. This bus here is also an action, and this is only 1 time in a game, and getting into the bus, moving into the bus is also an action. Then you go back to your turn order. Next one is drawing an event card. This is the event deck, and this determines how much zombies comes into play. Hashtag means number of players, sometimes it's hashtag +1, blah blah blah. After that, you resolve the text on the cards, which is obviously usually bad, so they are moving twice or attacking harder, things like that. Then you're going to move the zombie face. Even if there's a text on it, they move here again, so they move. When you're outside, they move usually towards you. There's a line of sight in the game, but they are moving. When they can't see someone, like here, they are hitting the wall and damaging the wall or breaking the wall down. And then you fight the zombies. When you're ending up in the same spot with a zombie, you have to fight. When there are more zombies in the same area like you have to fight it the strongest first and then going to the weaker. And the last thing is pass the bait token or the first player token. After that, we restart the round with action number 1, performing 2 actions for each player, and that goes around the table until we all find the 3 pieces of the radio, assemble them together. With this new radio, we call the bus, and then we have to escape into the bus. The game ends immediately when every player is in the bus. Then we win the game, or we lose the game when we are all dying and turning into zombies and becoming more zombies. That's the whole game.
Alright, thanks for the rules, Nils.
Okay, so let's go over and talk about the components. So, I think I talked a lot of during the rules. You should start.
Yeah, I mean, the components are fine. They get the job done, they do what they need to do. None of them are particularly beautiful. but they're all sufficient quality. The stands work, and you can move things around, and they do what they need to do for a board game.
Yeah. I would say they are functional, and price quality balance is good. What I don't like is when you lift the walls. Maybe you can see it, and these are not holding really tight, so they are falling down. This is what I don't like. But on the other hand, again, the same was Castle Panic. I like the shape of these tiles and the rotating. I really like that for the hit points.
Agreed.
That's
Everything else seemed pretty standard,
the die.
Cards seem fine. Everything works.
Yeah, I would say it's functional, right?
Yeah. I think this bag that you have to draw from, a little stupid, but...
Yeah, but there's a bag in it with a print on it. Usually you have only black bag.
Sure.
So it's better than nothing even. Is it better? I mean,
is it better than nothing?
The art is really...
I don't know if that's better than nothing, but hey.
Yeah, okay. So when you would be the designer, would you do something different?
I don't know. I don't really think that way. I've never thought about how to design a board game.
Okay, fair point.
I mean, as a player is all I can know. And as a player, it's not the number one most appealing game to me.
Okay.
But I can't make that critique always as this isn't
for 99% of
right. This isn't the game I wanted to play. It's not thematic enough. It's too much strategy. It's not.
What I really finding interest on the game, it feels like separated in two parts. The first part is just cycling through the cabin cards, so your tools, your weapons, whatever you're looking for. And you cycle through it as fast as you can, just barely waiting until the radio pieces are falling down from the survivors, and when they are there, then you try to rush away. And when this game is divided into these two parts, for me, the feeling changed totally. So in the first half of the game, it looks totally boring, cycling through cards, blah, 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 nothing really happens. From time to time, there appears a zombie, boom, shot, dead. There's no pressure at all. And when you start running, more and more, which is thematically with every zombie movie correct, right? More and more zombies appear and hunting you down and charge you. So yeah, the pressure definitely goes with the time on the game, but the start is for me very slow. I don't know. Do you have the same feeling?
Yeah, we played twice, and my experience was pretty different from the two times we played.
Okay.
One time, I felt a lot of pressure early on. I thought the game was very hard. The other time we played, I never sensed pressure. I knew very early on we would keep the zombies in check, and that we would win.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we should fade right now into the mechanics, innovations, and is there something new? So, because I think you're referring to the character Julie, right?
Yeah, we did talk about the character Julie.
Go ahead.
In the mechanics.
No, go ahead right now. Why not? It doesn't matter. Go ahead. Talk.
Yeah. So, it just mechanic-wise, there's this one character seems a little overpowered. Julie. She lets you draw 2 item cards and give one away to anyone on the board, which seems like a god power. Usually you have to be adjacent or in the same space, but suddenly she can just throw an item anywhere on the field.
Yeah, like this here, the AK-47.
Just fling it away. So
good.
That was an odd mechanic. It seemed almost game-breaking, and
I mean, on the other hand, it's a co-op game, right?
Yeah.
So on a co-op, you could take her off the game to make it harder.
Yeah.
Or bring her in to make it very easy.
Yeah, we chose characters randomly and we happened to get her.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What I really like on that is that in the rulebook itself there are little variants to make it harder and easier.
And that's good.
So when you said you never felt the pressure this time, which is weird, I felt the pressure in the last 20% of the game. Anyway, then you can make it harder, obviously.
Right, you can.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's not really new. It's not really innovative, the game, or is it?
I mean, I didn't make having things to make a game harder or easier. No, that seems to be present in lots of games.
Yeah, for me, it's also looks like Castle Panic with a different theme.
That's
Okay, you have different characters, you have a little bit changing the mechanics. In this game you can move, in Castle Panic you don't move, you're staying in there. A little bit different with the cards, but it's still it's a pretty strong Castle Panic feeling for me. For you as well?
I've played Castle Panic, I've watched it played on tabletop. It's been a while. So
we haven't played it here?
We may have played it, but I wasn't present.
Okay. Alright. What do you think about the fun and replayability about the game?
For me, it was mildly fun.
Oh wow!
There's no I have no interest in playing it again.
Wow, that's destroying. Yeah. I have to say, for me, it's I would say a max of 5 times, maybe 6. Then it's enough. Maybe if someone is coming to my home, has never played games before, looking for a zombie co-op game faster than Zombicide could take 1.5 hours. Maybe I would take it off the shelf, but otherwise, also for me, it would stay a long time on the shelf without touching it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to remind everyone, I don't actually have that much time for games. You know, when I'm making choices between games, it's not actually, is this a good game? It's got to be a great game for me to want to spend time on it, because I don't play that many games. It's not that I think this is a bad game, it's that it's just, there are so many great games out there, and this doesn't do anything to set itself apart.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So, sounds like when it comes to score, you would say it's a good game, or is it just okay?
It's just okay for me.
Well, that's the lowest points you can get.
That's for me. That's the thing, is it's not, I mean, for other people, if you got a lot of time to play games, if you are somebody who's not working a full-time job and doing full-time studies, then maybe this is a good game.
For me, I would say it's good. Why? I think there's a price/value of the game, so it's on the cheaper side of games. It should be roughly $40 the box, and a lot of games have a price range of 60 plus right now. So, and for what you get for 40, it's good as it is. Sure. And it's a co-op, which is always good for me. So for me, it's a good. Okay. But not more. Wow, that was not a good.
Hey, you know what? You can't win them all, right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, thanks for watching. Today we talked about Dead Panic from Fireside Games, and see you next time when it is Cyrils Brettspiele with
Garrett
and Nils. Bye.
Bye.